All right, let me just tell you, here's the court's problem. You've been here before for the exact same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And all of the issues that your attorney is requesting that I give you to address your failure to report, that's already been done before. And you're back here with the same thing, failure to report. I can't help you, and nobody can help you if you won't follow through. And for you to leave Crosspoint without permission.
Crystal Cherry is back in Judge Boyd's courtroom on a motion to adjudicate and revoke community supervision. The allegation is simple, but serious: failure to report. Her attorney says she needs more structure, more services, and another chance. But Judge Boyd remembers something important. This is not the first time this issue has brought her back to court, and now Boyd has to decide whether help is still enough.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 6941, State versus Crystal Cherry. Can I have parties announce?
Warren Wolf for Ms. Cherry.
And are you Ms. Cherry?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Krista Colleen Cherry who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 6941 for the offense of assault of a public servant on January 30th, 2023 for a period of 2 years and extended for 1 year? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Crystal Colleen Cherry, did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September, October 2025 in violation of condition number.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Civil waiver.
Any objection?
No, you're right.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and revoke you and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement or recommendation from the court? All right, state, what are you requesting?
Requesting revocation, Your Honor, and sentencing of 3 years.
All right, in defense, what are you requesting?
We'd ask that you follow the recommendation of probation to extend Ms. Cherry 1 year and put her in the state ISF cognitive program, that she needs more intense supervision. She has a lot of issues. She'd like to talk to the court about what's going on in her life, about her children being taken from her. She's on meds. She took medication this morning, but she's aware of what's going on and she's competent to have this hearing this morning.
But here's my question. This is not her first motion to revoke, and it's for the same issue.
Understood, and I see that, but she did not get the services that are being recommended now. She's been through quite a bit, and she really, you know, it's a tough situation, and I'd like for her to explain to you why she was unable to report.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Crystal Colleen Cherry.
All right, so this is not your first motion to revoke. You've been here before for not reporting, and that was January 2024. And the court denied the motion, altered and amended your conditions to include the access program, the dual diagnosis with probation, and compliance with Center for Healthcare Services. So where did it all go wrong?
August 8th through 12, I was right. And
Have you talked to probation?
I told him everything happened. I went to Navy for a cold. So
All right, so
I get on the website.
let me stop you right there. This is what we're gonna do. Probation,
Yes, Judge.
can you look and see if she's ever had any contact with probation by phone or email, if there's no objection? By phone or email since
She was reporting and what happened was during this
Since,
period
just
of
one
time.
second, since, if you'll look starting July 2025, is when are you saying you contacted someone?
I talked to, my probation officer around that time, and I told him I was raped.
Well, no. We're back on the record in Crystal Cherry. Any objection to the court going out of order so I can take testimony from Ms. Abrams or just receive an update from Ms. Abrams?
Sure, no problem.
Yes, Ms. Abrams.
Judge, the last face-to-face meeting, the office visit was done on August the 25th. After that, there was due diligence done with calling Haven for Hope. We received information she was no longer there. We called it a couple of other places. We received information that she was discharged from the Genesis program with the Center for Healthcare Services because of her absconding as well.
But you do
I have
confirm the fact that she
8/25 was the last office visit.
did have contact.
All right, any objection to the court reviewing the violation report?
No.
And Judge,
Hmm.
I did also, I have the court summary if you'd like to review that as well.
Any objection to the court reviewing the court summary? All right, so I'm going to tell you what I have in the violation report. In the violation report, it states that you were at Cross Point and you moved out of Cross Point.
Yes, ma'am, and I was staying at a friend's house, but
No. Here's the thing. You're not allowed to move from place to place. When you're on probation, your residence has to be approved by probation. So you left
and I
Cross Point.
did let my probation know where I was.
But no, that's not how probation works. You can't just go wherever you want to go.
Yes, ma'am.
So you left Cross Point
Yes, ma'am.
and then you went for Haven for Hope. And you're telling me now between Cross Point and Haven for Hope, you ended up staying at some friend's house.
I was staying at my friend's house, and then they kicked me out, so I went to him for Hope, and that's where I was staying.
Well, you were not supposed to leave Cross Point.
I didn't know that. I'm so sorry.
All right.
I didn't know the rules, sorry.
How come you left?
Because I feel like I have to have a pass go to my probation. I have to have a pass go do something. And I don't know if that was a rule for me to do that regulations of asking to go somewhere.
All right, let me just tell you, here's the court's problem. You've been here before for the exact same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And all of the issues that your attorney is requesting that I give you to address your failure to report, that's already been done before. And you're back here with the same thing, failure to report. I can't help you and nobody can help you if you won't follow through. And for you to leave Cross Point without permission, that was a choice. And then from Cross Point, you leave without permission, and then you start staying with some friends. And then from there, you leave and start staying from Haven for Hope, and nobody knows where you are. And according to the violation report, they actually attempted to contact all of your collaterals that you have given them, all your family members, all of the phone numbers. So I just don't think that you're appropriate for probation.
Judge, she has a letter that she'd like to give you.
Sure. All right, any objection to the court reviewing the letter?
There's a couple of things in the report I think bear notice,
Mhm.
be noted as well. On page, what are the numbers? I believe it's second page.
Okay,
Under the heading residential,
yes.
it shows that she was sent to the duly diagnosed residential facility,
Mhm.
and she was there from 1/23/25 to 6/3/25.
Oh, she would
Spent
get credit for
131
that.
days there, and she completed that program.
Mhm.
So my point is that when being supervised in a residential program, she was successful. Under classes and other conditions, on 5/2/23, she was evaluated, TAP substance abuse, and she completed the program or term there. In addition, it has on the bottom, sober support meetings. She was going to those meetings, evaluation TAP, date from 1/30/23 to 8/23/24, 8/23/24, completion of the program or term. So she has a history of some success under the supervision of the court.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at the recommendation of probation here, and it says to extend her and put her in a state ISF cognitive program, that the state IS will be to help her with correct thinking, promote social behaviors, and in a drug-free zone. One of her concerns is she's been explaining to me that she's experienced issues with CPS taking her children. They took them up to Oklahoma, and that's, you know, that's difficult for anybody. And
Now,
someone with her condition, she's on several medications right now. She's taking
That's right, so, and, Pepper. I have seizures.
All right, so this is what I want you to understand. One, I understand your attorney's argument and I understand your argument. However, this is the second time you've been before the court on a violation of condition number 4, which is not reporting. And with that violation of condition number 4, what your attorney is telling me is similar to the information that I received before. And so what I did was I had them give you a place to stay, which was Cross Point. You left Cross Point.
That's right.
You decided to go with some friends.
They stole
And then
my
you're
identity.
saying they put you out.
They
then
stole
you
my
went-
identity of my card. I have 3 checks coming in time card. I put a lock on it because they changed out of my phone, used my pen lock on my phone to change it to their.
Let me ask you this. Did you have your children with you at Cross Point? Or were they with CPS?
CPS took them
All
away.
right, so CPS had your children while you were at Cross Point. You leave Cross Point and go live with some friends. And you said the friends were stealing the child support money, right?
Not just for my social security,
Okay,
my SSI, my SDI.
all right.
I'm on disability. check.
All right, so what I can tell you is this. I've tried to give you conditions to help you. And if you had a CPS case, CPS would have given you conditions to help you.
They were all close. My 2 oldest was never terminated. I have temporary custody. And then my last one, my youngest daughter was terminated.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grant the motion. Find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 3 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served, credit for any successful completion of inpatient treatment. And I'm going to request the therapeutic community. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes,
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing, the therapeutic community is designed to help you.
Yes, ma'am.
I have no jurisdiction to force them to place you in the program. But what will end up happening is on your judgment, it'll show that the court is requesting that. But you're gonna have to ask for that as well.
But I have to go back to, the housing,
Now, once you've been released from the prison, if you make parole,
well, I have 3 years in prison.
your attorney will talk to you about parole laws and how that works. But if you're placed on parole, what will end up happening is usually on parole, you have to give them a location where you will be staying.
I would like to go back to Haven for Hope too.
Oh, you'll have to let them know, okay? And when you're released, if there's anything you need and you can't find a place, if I'm still here, you come back here and I'll make sure that I help you, okay?
Yes,
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
The final case is not about a long argument. It is about a deadline. The parties have reached the final plea date with no agreement, and Judge Boyd makes clear that the case is now moving toward trial. Once the deadline passes, the courtroom changes. The question is no longer whether a deal is convenient. It is whether there is good cause.
All right, so today is final plea deadline date. So have y'all reached an agreement or not? All
No agreement, Your Honor.
right, so you're requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Velasquez, your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
Hey,
yes.
All right. How long do y'all expect this jury trial?
Your Honor, maybe just 1.5 days, 2 days for the state's case in chief.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you set this on the jury trial docket for next week?
Ma'am, 17th.
That's not next week. I mean, unless my math has failed me. All right, February 10th will be your jury trial date.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. My wife's out of town, so childcare is an issue. I was wondering if we could possibly do it on the 17th. She's gonna be out that whole week.
All right, it'll come back on February 16th. Norma, is the 16th available? Oh, it is a holiday. All right, so, all right, we'll do jury selection on the 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And Norma, he needs to be brought over dressed for trial. All right, thank you.
Across these two cases, Judge Boyd keeps coming back to one courtroom truth. Consequences follow choices. In the first case, the question was not only what happened inside the bar, it was why everyone went back inside when they had already made it outside. Judge Boyd focused on that decision because one choice turned a dangerous night into a felony sentence. In the second case, alcohol was only part of the story. Judge Boyd looked past the excuse and focused on whether probation, treatment, and structure could stop the defendant from coming back to court again. These rulings show why Judge Boyd's courtroom is different. She listens, she questions, and then she builds consequences around the record in front of her. Comment which ruling you think carried more weight, and subscribe for more real Texas courtroom breakdowns. Every ruling has a reason. Court Beacon TV shows you both.